I gotta tell you something right now, so get in your seat and now take a bow. Cause we gotta go and start the flick off to the shelf to pick. Oh, we have a show to put on your screen. Trust me now, cause my work's pristine. It's time to critique a classic movie. Let's have some fun and make it groovy. It's movie criticisms of movies, yeah. I said 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 it's... Hello everyone, Evan&AudreyS here, and happy holidays to all of you, yeah! You know, like a lot of people, I really do love Christmas. I love the family, the presents, the food. I even like some of this, the soothing taste of delicious hot cocoa. You know what? Why don't I take a sip like right now, shall I? Yeah. Ow. Something pinched my tongue. It's a little crab.
Hey, the name's Tamatoa, big guy.
Well, what are you doing in my chocolate mug?
I don't know. I was just having a ball torturing Maui and his Hawaiian girlfriend when all of a sudden, poof! I'm somehow magically transported into that really unpleasant pit of chocolate.
But how would... Luke? Yes, Evan? Luke, can you explain why this was in my chocolate mug? Oh, that. Well, I just wanted to do something good for a change, so I decided to save Moana Maui from that evil crab you got there. So I quickly shrunk him down to the size of a fly, teleported him to this universe, and placed him in your mug. But why there? Why couldn't you place him somewhere else, like, I don't know, some kind of glass of water or something? Well, it's just that... Yeah, you made a very good point there, Evan. I'm so sorry. Just here, give me the crab, and I'll take him somewhere else. Well, see you in a bit. As I was saying, folks, in today's episode of Movie Criticisms, I'll be taking a look at Moana 2, as voted by you. Moana 2 is a new animated musical adventure film and the sequel to the 2016 Disney movie Moana. Set 3 years after the events of the first movie, Moana is now spending a lot of her time exploring new islands, hoping to find other civilizations who have a connection to the ocean. One day, in the middle of an important ceremony, Moana suddenly gets a vision of the original Wayfinder, Toate Vasa, who tells her the true reason behind the lack of connection to the ocean from people. An evil storm god called Nalo wanted to control all the mortals, so he sunk a mystical island called Motufitu, which connected all islands down deep into the ocean. Vasa also warns Moana that her own island will be deserted if she fails to find a way to raise the island back to the surface. So Moana has no choice but to go out on an adventure to save Matufetu, with the help of not only her old demigod friend Maui, but also a new crew she recruits. They include a craftswoman named Loto, a Maui fanboy named Moni, and a grumpy elderly farmer named Kike. Will Moana and her team succeed? And will they do so without dying? Now, normally when reviewing sequels, prequels, or midquels, or other stuff based off of already existing material, I typically try to start things off by giving my thoughts on their predecessors of those films. But in this case, I really don't think I need to give you my thoughts on the first Moana because, well, my opinions are pretty much the same as every other fan of it. So we're just gonna jump right into the review of this film, shall we? If I were to sum up Moana 2 with just one word, it would be safe. Totally safe. Much like a lot of Disney's most recent products, this movie never takes any risks or tries anything new, fresh, or clever. It goes as predictable and standard as any of your other typical Disney action adventure movie. One other problem with this movie is that I felt like the movie's climax felt like it arrived very soon. Now, yes, I will give credit to the movie that it's not at all like, say, Hotel Transylvania 4, where there's almost no sense of adventure up until the final act. But still, I think the film is missing some bit of story depth that the original film had, and I think that's why the climax feels like it arrived so quick. Now, my final issue with this movie's content is actually a major spoiler, so if you don't want anything spoiled, go to this timecode stamp right now. Okay, so my final problem with this sequel is Moana 2's final resolution and ending. You see, after successfully raising the island, Moana ends up dying. Not only that, but Maui also loses a lot of his tattoos and demigod abilities to that of Nalo himself. In order to revive Moana, Maui calls upon all the spirits of Moana's ancestors, who help restore Moana back to life. They are not only able to revive Moana and give demigod and Maui his powers back and his tattoos, but they also give Moana some of her own tattoos herself. Now, while I personally do not mind the film refusing to have Moana die in the end, I do think it is quite an insulting cop-out for Maui to get all his demigod abilities and tattoos back. I actually think it would have been a satisfying and profound conclusion to his character story for that to happen. Also, even better, I actually think Moana should have become the new Maui in the end, if you know what that means. In the end, Moana 2 may have some adventure to it, but it just doesn't have enough weight and creativity to make it pay off in the end. I'm afraid I'm going to have to give the content of this movie just 1 point. Moana and Maui, much like in the first movie, are very easy to like, and they have great chemistry with each other. However, at the same time, I feel like they're missing some of the struggles and flaws that made them compelling in the first movie, so they're a little more flat here. Moana's new crew members, Lotto, Moni, and Kike, not only come off as rather useless and they were poorly chosen in their roles, but they can also be rather obnoxious and annoying. I think only Loto actually is capable of helping Moana to her advantage, but even she can be stupid sometimes. I'm going to give just 2 points to the character of this movie. You know what? I'm just going to skip this category altogether because, much like every other recent Disney movie of animation, even the bad ones, the animation is top notch, so I'm going to give it a full automatic 5 points. I'm also going to skip this section too for the exact same reasons as the previous category. Again, full 5 points here too. Ah, finally, a section of the review I can talk about. Anyway, much like the original film, Moana 2 is a musical film. How did the songs compare to the original songs? Oh boy, what a downgrade. Now, yes, on the one hand, uh, all the songs in the movie of Moana 2 have the same energy and colorful animation to back them up like they did in the original movie, so they are fun enough to listen to and watch on screen. But on the other hand, none of them have the same memorability and charm that the first film songs had. Heck, I heard a few people say that almost all of these songs, a lot of them, feel like much less potent and memorable versions of the first film songs. And you know what? I honestly can get that criticism. I give the music for Moana 2 only 2 points. In conclusion, I was not at all impressed by Moana 2. A lot, a lot like a lot of other recent Disney movies, it refuses to try anything new or innovative. What's even worse is that this film has none of the charismatic music or relatable struggles that the original film had. To me, this is clearly another desperate attempt by Disney to get enough more money after the box office bombs that were the last 2 years, Wish and Strange World. However, to me, they're taking the wrong approach. Instead of actually trying something different and actually putting in some true effort into their movies, Disney is just taking the easy path out, as if they think that their audiences will be attracted to their traditional forms of storytelling forever. Disney, your fans are not a bunch of brainwashed robots. They can tell when you aren't trying hard enough, so please take this review into account and do better. Moana 2 has received a total of 15 points out of 25, earning it a C+. So, have you seen Moana 2? If not, do you want to or not, and why? Let me know in the comment section below if you like. Also, be completely honest with me and tell me, what is your opinion on the current state of Disney right now? Also tell me in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this review video, then feel free to like, subscribe, and or share. So, what am I doing next month on Movie Criticisms? Well, let's just say that it's time to be prepared for our next movie. I'm Evan J. Sims, signing out. Peace and Merry Christmas. Evan, guess what? I've done it. I found a better place for that Tamatoa crap guy. Well, that's great, Luke. But, where'd you put him this time? Well, what a lovely day to have a nice drink of fresh, cool water.
Yeah, well, cheers to you, Gamma.
Cheers, Beta.
Oh!
What's wrong, Beta? What is it?
Something bit my tongue.
What?
Something bit my tongue.
Something spit your tongue? Beta, what the heck is that supposed to... Come on, Beta. Let's take a good look at you.